Welcome, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries. I am your host, Sherrod Cohen, and you are now entering into the Soul Vision Powercast, a place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We'll speak on anything you might have heard or even saw. Today, we're talking about that man T-Pain commenting, giving his opinion on the late, great Tupac Shakur. So, without further ado, let's kick it. All right, okay. It's been a buzz all over the internet. T-Pain and his comment about, I guess, everyone's favorite person to hate, especially, those he got at. But, he spoke on the late, great Tupac Shakur, his music, legacy, and I'm going to play a short clip. He was on DJ Academics, I believe it's IG or something like that. But he was speaking to DJ Academics. And he gave his opinion on what he thought would have happened to Pac had he been still around in this era of music. So I'm going to let you hear what he said, and then we're going to kick it. We're going to talk about, what he said, and, we'll discuss it. We'll give our opinion on it.
I imagine if Instagram and Twitter were popping, like when Pac was like beefing, like imagine how entertaining that would have been.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like and this gonna be some bullshit. And
Pac would have got killed sooner.
People gonna not Pac wouldn't have got. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Pac would have got killed sooner.
Yes.
And he would have got his ass ate the fuck up.
Whoa, what?
Hey, yo. Lyricism wise, Pac would have got fucking ridiculously murdered.
All right. Okay. Y'all heard what he said. He said Pac would have got killed sooner and he would have got ate the fuck up lyrically. Now, in this day and time, I'm not going to lie, there's not too many of these artists out here that are really like so lyrically profound to where you would think of them years later. They sound like they're a bunch of one-hit wonders. Some of them got some great, some good catchy little tunes or gimmick tunes. T-Pain, I like T-Pain's music, man. I mean, it was very gimmicky. He sounded like he was just a offshoot or trying to be like Roger Troutman or whatnot. But, T-Pain came out, he had a few hits or whatever. I was asked, what do I think? Why do I think he even said something like this? I mean, hey, he's a grown man. I mean, he's in the industry. He can speak on whatever he wants to. This is his opinion or whatnot. And I hate to do hypotheticals. I hate to say what if he was still alive, what if. But if we're going to do hypotheticals, I mean, I think when you look at somebody like T-Pain, sold like just over 2 million records for his whole career, right? Hey, that's cool. I earned him some money. Dude ain't broke, 2005 was his first hit, and his career expanded from 1999 to present day. He had 6 studio albums. I think he started out with Nappy Heads, some group called Nappy Heads or whatever. But he has had 6 studio albums, 2 million records sold. Okay, now let's look at Pac. Pac has had, he sold over 75 million albums. He has had 4 studio albums. He only had 4 studio albums while he was alive. So from 91 to 96. And then he has had 7 albums after, he died on the 13th of September, 96. And he has sold 75 million units. So, will we still be talking about T-Pain like we talk about Pac years later? Hell, the only reason we're talking about T-Pain now is what he said about Pac. It's not like people are wondering when is he coming out with another joint. That's not something we're like anticipating or waiting for. It was just a gimmick. I mean, everybody's using that little auto-tune and Lil Wayne used it. I mean, hell, everybody used it. Hell, some country music people are using the shit now. But, for those of us that know, hey, Roger Troutman came, he banged out with that talk box, made it very popular. I think Peter Frampton used it as well back in the day. But I mean, you know, T-Pain came out, gave it a resurgence, you know, made it a popular thing to do with the auto tune or whatever, you know. But we're commenting on a dude that said he went into a 4-year depression because Usher said he fucked up music. You know, he said that in a Vanity Fair article. So this dude went into a 4-year depression because somebody said you fucked up music. You know what I mean? And it's funny that we are talking about it, you know, because this gives him a little buzz. All the podcasters, we're talking about T-Pain. He's gonna ride this little wave for a minute. But honestly, I think a lot of jealousy has gone into this thought or whatnot. I mean, like I said, you can't compare the two careers. One is a legend, one is just another artist. You know, T-Pain will never be in an argument about who's the best, this, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's really irrelevant. So this right here gave him some relevancy. He is really out here now, you know, probably making his rounds on the podcast. And, you know, he might, you know, get a little pub off this. You know, Pac, you know, folks ask me, you know, what do I think would have happened had Pac lived or whatnot? Pac, I believe, would have been almost 50-something years old. I don't think he would have really been into music so much as acting. I think Pac would have really veered off into acting and probably had, you know, a record label or something, this and that. I don't think he would have been out here as far as trying to make music so much as, cause hell, he had 11 albums, you know, total. So I think he would have really became a music mogul. I think he would have got into the acting phase of things more so than anything. And I think that a lot of these rappers that T-Pain is talking about probably would have been more or less trying to either sign with Pac or, you know, emulate him even more. I don't know. You know, we don't know. It's a hypothetical. But, you know, listening to Delray Richardson, I believe his name is Richardson. I guess a guy that was around Pac a lot in the day. He has a podcast called Straight Game TV, I believe. And, you know, and he said one thing that really stuck out to me. And he said, hey, who are these artists that you say will eat him up lyrically? Why didn't you name them? Because I think if you would have named them, you would, you know, like he said, I mean, I think you would have put so much pressure on them to try to come out with something that was equivalent, it would have been too much for them. So basically, you know, T-Pain just threw some shit at the wall, hope that it stick. And he's going to probably ride this little publicity wave for a little while because, you know, like I said, who's actually waiting on a T-Pain album? You know, he was king of the, after Nate Dogg fell off died, you know, he became another version of Nate Dogg. I mean, he was on a bunch of singles. I'll give him credit. He worked. But as far as us thinking that he's some great legendary artist, I don't think I don't think anybody will ever spew that from their mouth. So, you know, this was just a little quick little something. Like I said, T-Pain, a little bit over 2 million records sold. Pac, 75 million. T-Pain career is damn near like from 1999 all the way till now. And Pac met his demise in 96. But he's still relevant to everyone's voices. I mean, when you listen to other artists, they say, hey, like 50 said, I want people to love me like they love Pac. Everybody mentions Pac's name, you know, or they emulate him. How many people are emulating, imitating, or trying to be T-Pain? I'm gonna leave that right there. That's the one question we should ask. How many folks really took on Pac's persona? Hell, Jay-Z, you know, like Delray Richardson said, hey, Jay-Z even grabbed Bonnie and Clyde. You know, to me, he fucked that song up. That's just my opinion. But he took Bonnie and Clyde and tried to do a version of it, you know. And they say the greatest form of flattery is imitation. So, hey, that's what Jay-Z did. He tried to imitate what Pac did, and epic fail, but he did it nonetheless. So, like I said, T-Pain, I believe it just, you know, probably had one too many drinks. I don't know if he does lean. I don't know what the fuck the man does. But, hey, I'd be a liar if I say I didn't, you know, jam out to some of his stuff. I mean, it's not like I got it loaded in my phone, but hey, if it comes on and, you know, see, he has some catchy shit. So, hey, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it at Pac at 75 million records sold, legend. We're still talking about him damn near 25 to 30 years later. T-Pain, a little bit over 2 million records sold, and he's only relevant because he's talking about Pac. There you go. Hey, man, so what I want y'all to do, man, like, ladies and gentlemen, my bad, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you all to do, if you would please, like the video, subscribe, then share it, and then hit that notification bell at the bottom so anytime I drop new content, you all get a notification. Thank you.